Hey guys, so I received my Pat McGrath Trio primer, foundation, and powder. And I've been trying these in all kinds of different ways. I've tried the foundation by itself, I've tried it with other primers, I've tried it all three together, and etc. So today I figured I'd show you some other ways I try it and you can walk through it all with me. I have extremely dry skin, like super dry. My issues normally are that I have some sensitivity, I have a lupus rash, sometimes acneic, been pretty good recently, large pores. Honestly, I really like medium foundations or sheer foundations. I like to slowly build up coverage. I don't like it to be heavy. I like really natural looking with more luminosity because my skin magically turns everything into matte. So that's just a little bit about my skin and my history. I was really excited to find out that Pat McGrath was coming out with foundation because she was the mastermind behind the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, which if you guys have seen my videos before, you know that's my favorite foundation. I use it all the time. So actually in this video, I compare it to the Giorgio Armani and try that with different combinations as well. And so you know, the shade I got is light number 3, the primer is universal, and the powder I got is light number 1. I am tan for what I am now. Yeah, so if you would like to see how I like this foundation, see how it looks on my skin type, then let's go. I'm just going to share some basic info about these 3 products before we get started on application. This primer comes with 1 fluid ounce. And here you can see on the screen all the ingredients. So this primer is supposed to smooth, hydrate, and blur imperfections with a silky effect. It has hyaluronic acid, cosmetic filler powder. It's free of parabens, as are all 3 of these products, and it's water-based. It's listed on Sephora as $60, and you're supposed to use a dime size amount at the center of your face and blend outward with your fingers. So for the foundation, there are 36 shades to choose from. You get more than the standard amount with 1.18 fluid ounces of product. It is water-based. It has sheer to medium coverage, and it's supposed to be long wearing and appropriate for all skin types. The powder comes in 5 different shades. It comes with 0.17 ounces of product. It's supposed to be ultra lightweight and buildable with a smoothing effect as well as a setting effect. And it's listed at $55. Hey guys, so I just have a little bit of moisturizer on and I'm going to go into the primer with my hands. I have tried this foundation with a sponge, brush, and fingers already, so just one little pump. Tacky feel to it, and I mostly apply it to the center of my face. Maybe take a little bit more. I'm going to give the foundation a nice shake, and this is 1 pump. This is my Up and Up complexion brush. The shade is a little light for me right now. It was supposed to be similar to, or on the Sephora color matching said it was an exact match to my Giorgio Armani shade number 4. It's definitely lighter than that shade, but I am tan for my normal self, so this will match me when I get a little bit lighter. So I don't know if you can see how that's looking. It's a little on the dry side for me, having super dry skin. probably more suited for somebody who is more normal in skin type. I'm dry, a little dehydrated, but I drink a lot of water, so mostly just not oily. So that is with one pump. I'm going to go for a second pump now. So I'm just pressing the foundation in where I see some dryness. It helps to kind of warm up the product and make it sort of blend into my skin a little bit better. But I don't like to do a full application with my hands. Sort of prone to streaking. You can see how it's catching on dryness. I definitely need to be careful to exfoliate before I use this foundation. Okay, so as you can see, or as I hope you can see, it's not flattering on my dry skin. It catches, it sits on top of the skin. It just, no, it's not working. I'm gonna wash my face and let's do this again. Okay, clean face. In case you were wondering, I've been using for underneath this foundation my Murad Nutrient Charged Water Gel Moisturizer. I figured a water-based moisturizer would make a lot of sense underneath a water-based foundation. And this time around, I'll show you what it looks like when I apply it with my sponge. This is my Esom sponge dampened. Let's do the primer again. So sorry about all the static, you guys. I didn't realize when I was filming my microphone was giving me issues. I just here was saying that it has a fresh scent. It looks a bit smoothing and it feels a little on the thick side, but it melts into the skin really nicely. I don't like the paper wrapped around the bottle. It's super easy to peel off. The seam is just not that great on there. It also feels super lightweight, unlike the foundation, which feels very heavy and luxe. So now going in with my sponge and the foundation, the color deepens ever so slightly as it dries down. The dry down is different from what people call oxidization, which is a change you'll see a couple hours into wear, where your natural oils change the product kind of chemically, whereas this is dry down. Imagine how paint looks lighter when it's wet and then dries down to be ever so slightly deeper, and that's what I noticed with this particular shade for this foundation. As you could probably see, I am so much happier with a sponge application. The dampness from the sponge just helps everything go on so much smoother. I didn't feel like I had to pat things in with my fingers afterwards or chase after streaks. I do think it applies sheerer, but it's definitely the way to go if you're ultra dry like I am, because it just makes everything look so much smoother. I don't find that the foundation catches nearly as badly on my dry patches. Another thing to note is that this foundation definitely nicks and moves and changes until you set it with powder. It's one that like stays a little bit tacky and is not impenetrable until you set it with powder. So I'm taking my Xoxo GSN3 brush and gonna set the whole face with some of the powder. I have it in the shade light number 1, and the actual container has a mesh, so it lets out a lot of powder. I really like the packaging. I think it's simple and easy to use. You don't have to like tap out extra powder or anything like that. If you press the product into your skin, it'll really set the product into place. And if you use a swiping motion, it gives a little bit more of a filled in blurring effect. And I think that the powder does a really nice job of making your skin look velvety smooth, really nice and texture free. I really love how the finish looks. It just looks flawless and porcelain-like, very velvety matte. You can still see some of my lupus rash peeking through. I would say that this is a sheer to medium coverage type of situation, but I don't mind. I'm not too picky about that, but it definitely isn't full coverage. Beautiful. I really like the powder a lot, actually, even though it has a lot of talc in it. I think that the overall effect is really nice, and I was so curious. I wanted to see if it was just the powder I liked and not so much the foundation. So I'm gonna show you another demo with my Holy Grail foundation. I'm trying the powder. So we're gonna put on some Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk and try the powder and see if maybe it's just the powder that I like. And we'll go back to the Pat McGrath trio after that. And with this next one, my microphone was less staticky, so yay! Now I'm going to try the Pat McGrath powder with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. See if it's mainly just the powder that I love. And to return the foundation with the same Chikuhodo brush. Okay, so it's quite beautiful. Made my foundation nice and matte. Maybe not quite as poreless as when I used it with the Pat McGrath foundation. Up along here. Definitely still see some pores. So, I like the powder. Feels a little drier than my Charlotte Tilbury powder does with my Giorgio Armani. Okay, so this was good for me to get a gauge of just how the powder looks. I don't feel like I need to wear these different combinations all day just because most things last all day on my very dry skin. We're gonna take this off, try the Pat McGrath trio together again, except with one change, and that's gonna be a little bit of liquid illuminizer mixed in with the foundation, and we'll finish the face. Okay, reapplied my moisturizer, going back in with primer. Oh, I've tried the foundation without the primer, by the way, and I do prefer it with the primer. It makes it smoother. I kind of like the scent of this. I'm usually not like a scent person, but it smells nice. Okay, and now the foundation. We're gonna do the whole face today, so I'm gonna use some bronzer and all of that. I'm gonna use, for my liquid illuminizer, my NARS Super Radiant Booster, and it has a peachy sheen. I'm gonna mix those two together. I am wanting to test this fully before I make a decision whether or not to keep it. Okay, so that is what the foundation looks like. I think it looks really pretty. I'm gonna take some NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Vanilla and conceal underneath the eyes and on my rash. Oh yeah, doesn't that look pretty? Okay, so this is pre-powder with primer, foundation, mixing in a little bit of my, well, quite a bit of my NARS Radiant Booster. This looks really pretty. I like it a lot. Do you see what I mean about the color settling to be a little bit darker than when you first apply it? Now it doesn't look quite as light, like shockingly light, it is still a little light for me, so I'm gonna, before I powder, take some of my shade R3 from Ket and use this along the cheeks to give myself a little bit of bronze and correct the color a little bit. I'm not concerned though, because even though the color is too light, like I said, I have quite a tan for me right now. I don't mind using a bit of color correcting like this. If it's too dark, I find it's harder to lighten than it is to darken. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and powder. Okay, I'm like really excited because I think this looks beautiful. As you can see here, my concealing wasn't great. I'm not gonna mess with that too much. Look at the complexion though, is that not beautiful? I think it just looks so flawless. Okay, for blush I'm using Petal Power from MAC Mineralized Blush with my Esom X51. Okay, it's going on smoothly. I don't feel like the foundation is still tacky. Okay, and then with my Esom G34, I'm going to take this blush and run it through the crease. I'm going to spray my face with some MAC Fix Plus. I think I'm going to go with a Pat McGrath lip. This is Christy, using my Ofra lip liner in Glacier Pink. Okay, so I threw on some brows using a new brow product that I can't share with you guys yet. New to my collection, not brand new to the market. And then I also threw on some half falsies and mascara, and that is the look. I really like the overall look, and on camera I feel like it looks really nice and smooth. In person it's a little bit heavier coverage wise than I normally go for, but I could always tone that down a bit next time. It feels pretty good, not too tacky, not too dry, so I will check in with you guys later. Well, right here I just nicked it. I feel like this foundation is a little bit like delicate, like I can't touch my face. The powder didn't set it all the way or something. So I feel like if you're one to touch your face a lot, it's gonna wear off where you touch it, and if you're oilier, I imagine it'll leave your nose and T-zone. I am gonna run some errands. I'm really excited because I have a package to drop off at a friend's, and it's my mom's birthday. So yes, I have some stuff to do, and I will check in later. Oh, I forgot to say that it is now 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. So I will wear it at least until 9 p.m. for you guys. Hey guys, so it's almost 6 o'clock, and so this is my more like 5-hour check-in. I wanted you guys to see it. I feel like everything is looking very similar. I feel like it's obvious. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like makeup. It looks like foundation. It photographs really well, and I feel like on video right now, it looks really nice. I feel self-conscious of how heavy and makeup-y it looks. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, if you think I should keep it, how it looks on my skin, because I'm still undecided after trying it. It's a very pricey foundation and system with all 3 products, so I want to make sure I really love it if I'm going to keep it, you know. Let me zoom you in so you can see it a little better. So I saw my friend Ivan today. Hey Ivan, if you're watching. He said that he could see my large pores, and I think he's totally right. That is something that kind of bothers me. I don't want to touch it up with my No Problem Primer, but I have a feeling that if I were to do that, that could make it look a little bit smoother. I want to let it do its thing though for the rest of the check-ins and everything. My mom said it looked too dark on me, but that might just be all the bronzer Cat Fix foundation I used to darken it. I don't know. Okay, so it is 10:34 right now, 9.5 hours of wear, and it's beautiful. I feel like it warmed up throughout the day. I've gotten so many compliments and it looks flawless in photos. Today's my mom's birthday, so we took a lot of pictures, and in every picture she was like, you look like a model, you look beautiful, you look flawless, and she thinks I should keep the products. My friend Gabby said that maybe it'll be perfect for like special events where I'm going to be photographed, because it translates so well on video and camera, I think. Let me know what you guys think down below, but I like how it warmed up and it looks so nice. I was unsure for a while there, because when I would go outside I feel like I could see large pores and things. So I think I'm going to try this again tomorrow with a pore primer in my problem area and my No Problem primer and my It Cosmetics smoothing powder. So we'll see if that makes it more even around the nose area, but I don't really see any wear. I don't usually have a lot of wear with my makeup because I'm so dry, so I wasn't expecting a lot of wear, but I also wasn't expecting it to become a little bit more luminous and skin-like, so I really like it. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. Okay, so I think this is going to be my final check-in, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.